Hello, and welcome to Select 10. With a vast selection of movies that meet every preference, Netflix has grown into a hub of good movie finds. Netflix has something to suit every taste, be it mind-bending sci-fi, heartfelt drama, or adrenaline-pumping action. But where do you begin with so many choices? Here is an expertly selected collection of Netflix original films that are an absolute must-see and will keep you fascinated from start to finish. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Reptile. It is a 2023 crime thriller film, directed by Grant Singer. The story revolves around Tom Nichols, a seasoned investigator from an isolated community who called in to look into the gruesome death of Summer Ellswick, an aspiring residential property broker. As Nichols digs deeper into the background of the victim, the case swiftly turns into an intricate maze of secrets, lies, and deceit, while he discovers a number of unsettling ties, which raise the possibility that the murder is connected to an evil plot involving the town's corruption. The suspense builds to a nail-biting finale as Nichols learns the startling truth about the murder and has to choose how far he would go to hold those responsible. Overall, Reptile is a slow-burning thriller with a clever, engaging mystery that pays for your patience. Although some may find the movie's pace to be slow, it actually works well to create suspense. Even though the plot is multi-layered and full of surprises to keep the audience guessing, it does occasionally rely on well-known genre cliches. But the ending neatly wraps up the storylines while allowing opportunity for one's own interpretation. It is a strong addition to the criminal thriller genre, appealing to those who want gritty, character-centered narratives. Number 9. Tau. It is a 2018 science fiction thriller film, directed by Federico D'Alessandro. The movie centers on Julia, a young lady who gets abducted and held captive in the innovative home of an enigmatic scientist. The mansion is managed by Tau, an intelligent AI charged with executing tests on Julia. In an effort to outwit the AI and win her freedom from confinement, Julia befriends Tau while she works her way out. The clever home in the film was built in a clean, modernist style, highlighting its chilly and restricted surroundings. The story relies heavily on the use of visuals, particularly when it comes to showing how the AI interact with Julia and the home itself. The futuristic scenario is done quite nicely, although there isn't much visual variation because the movie mostly takes place in a tiny space. Though the plot is thin, especially when it comes to examining the moral consequences of AI, Julia and Tau's bonding is engaging. Though it falls short of its potential, Tau is an overall fascinating investigation into AI and human relationships. Fans of tech-driven thrillers may find it appealing, as it provides a solid, tense experience, while others may find that the substance of the plot is lacking. Number 8. The Stranger. It is a 2022 crime thriller film, directed by Thomas M. Wright. The movie opens with Mark, a secret agent tasked with breaking into a criminal group connected to Henry Teague, the main suspect with an aggressive criminal record and a problematic past. By taking on the persona of a criminal, Mark gradually wins Henry's friendship and becomes fully immersed in the realm of crime. As Mark devotes more time to Henry, the distinction between his disguised identity and his true self shrinks. The story develops as Mark struggles to keep his cover, while the disturbing nature of Henry's actions begins to wear on Mark's mental health, endangering his purpose. In general, the film is quite challenging and skillfully creates psychological tension while providing an engaging examination of deceit, trust, and the human mentality. For those who enjoy complicated, mindful stories, its slow-burning style and nuanced characters make for a satisfying experience. Number 7. Alive. It is a 2020 post-apocalyptic action horror film, directed by Cho Il-hyung. The movie centers on Jun Woo, an online streamer of computer games who has been locked up in his apartment while the city is overrun by zombies. Alone and anxious, he tries to make it through while keeping his mental health intact. The narrative progresses as he finds another individual who survived in the building and collaborates with her to get out of their dangerous situation. The movie skillfully emphasizes the protagonist's fragility and loneliness by utilizing the cramped apartment complex as a location to enhance suspense and claustrophobia. Overall, it is a properly executed zombie film that combines suspense, action, and human drama. Despite adhering to several well-known genre tropes, the movie is notable for its emphasis on character development and the negative psychological effects of being alone. The pacing is tense, with times of intensity matched by less disruptive, thoughtful moments, making it an entertaining watch for aficionados of horror and suspense. Number 6. Ballerina. It is an action thriller film, directed by Lee Chung-hyun. The story follows Ok-ju, an ex-bodyguard with deadly abilities who lives alone and is tormented by memories of her best friend, Min-hee, an aspiring ballerina who died in bizarre circumstances. In an effort to fulfill her friend's final wish, Ok-ju sets out on a bloody quest to find Choi Pro, the influential and dishonest person responsible for Min-hee's death. As she digs into the shadowy realm of crime, her abilities as a professional bodyguard are tested as she confronts increasingly lethal foes, with every step taking her closer to Choi Pro. The violent scenes are expertly organized to highlight Ok-ju's martial expertise, while the camera work skillfully portrays the gloomy, noir-like mood of the criminal underbelly she deals with. The film shines at blending high-octane action with a solid emotional foundation, and it keeps audiences interested with a combination of suspense, drama, and well-executed fight sequences. However, because the plot revolves around well-known revenge cliches, some viewers may find it a little predictable. In spite of this, the film stands out in the genre thanks to its brilliant direction and intense action. Number 5. The Dig. It is a 2021 drama film based on the 2007 historical book of the same name by John Preston. The narrative centers on Edith Pretty, a rich widow who employs independent archaeologist Basil Brown to recover skeletal remains on her property. During the excavation process, the group discovers one of the most important archaeological discoveries in British history. In addition to exploring the digging operation, the movie looks at the private lives of people participating in it, all set against a backdrop of a looming battle. The film is brilliantly shot, and the English landscape serves as a magnificent backdrop. The audience is fully immersed in the era, owing to the exquisite recreation of historical elements in the film. Although it is a profoundly moving movie that skillfully blends historical drama with interpersonal stories, it does sometimes veer into melodrama. Still, it's a worthwhile film because of its realistic mindset and admiration for historical events. Overall, it is an extremely well-made film that provides a serious reflection on history and inheritance, making it an engaging experience for fans of historical dramas. Number 4. I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. It is a 2017 neo-noir comedy thriller film directed by Macon Blair. The plot revolves around Ruth, a frustrated nurse who grows dissatisfied with society at large after her residence is robbed. But when the police seem uninterested in investigating the case, Ruth resolves to take things into her own hands and collaborates with Tony, her peculiar neighbor, to find the burglars. As the narrative progresses, Ruth is forced to confront her thirst for justice, while their search swiftly turns into a violent encounter with a bunch of gangsters. The movie blends the extraordinary and normal, portraying the protagonist's dull, routine life in combination with abrupt outbursts of action and brutality. Even though the storyline occasionally veers into the ridiculous, the film's examination of issues like fairness, loneliness, and the pursuit of purpose in an uncaring world strikes a powerful chord. The pacing of the movie is typically crisp, though some people might find the abrupt tone changes uncomfortable. Still, the movie stands out in the dark comedy and vigilante genres thanks to its distinctive fusion of humor, action, and critique of society. Number 3. They Cloned Tyrone. It is a 2023 science fiction comedy mystery film directed by Jewel Taylor. The narrative centers on an odd trio: Yo-Yo, a bar employee, Slick Charles, a gambler, and Fontaine, a drug seller, as they investigate a government operation concerning cloning in their locality. The film leads them on a crazy voyage across hidden laboratories, revealing the wicked forces that are influencing their daily activities. The film's vivid, retro-inspired visual aesthetic, complete with neon lighting and overblown color palettes, creates an extremely strange mood. The cinematography defies genre rules, combining horror, sci-fi, and discrimination themes to keep the audience interested. Every member of the trio contributes a distinct viewpoint to the narrative, making the characters interesting. In general, the film effectively combines humor with social satire through its audacious and original style. Although its genre-bending style might not appeal to everyone, it presents an interesting and unique interpretation of well-known cliches. While there are numerous twists and turns to keep the viewer wondering, the pacing is fast, and several narrative points could have used more development. Number 2. Against the Ice. It is a 2022 historical survival film directed by Peter Flinth. The story takes place in 1909 and centers on Danish adventurer Ejnar Mikkelsen and his rookie companion Ivar Iverson as they set out on a perilous quest to refute American claims to northeast Greenland. Soon, the two men's journey becomes a struggle for survival as they become stuck in the harsh Arctic and must overcome difficult conditions, loneliness, and their own strength of mind. The friendship between Mikkelsen and Iverson is the main subject of the movie, which also examines how their pasts and mindsets affect their abilities for survival. The movie excels at portraying the psychological effects of loneliness and the friendship that develops between the two guys. Though its gloomy tone may turn off some viewers, the movie offers a moving tale of determination. Overall, it is an emotionally magnificent and mentally moving survival story about the severe hardships of exploration. Though its scope is limited by its tight focus on only 2 characters, the story is nonetheless an engrossing depiction of human survival. Number 1. The Siege of Jadotville. It is a 2016 action war film, directed by Richie Smith. The movie is based on the real account of the Irish Army's 1961 UN peacekeeping assignment in the Congo. The movie centers on Irish United Nations troops, led by Captain Pat Quinlan, as they are dispatched to the Congolese industrial community of Jadotville. Shortly, they are surrounded by a far larger force of rogues and native fighters and try to maintain their position in a stressful days-long conflict, demonstrating incredible bravery under attack. The film tells a visually arresting tale while placing a heavy focus on battlefield realism. Quinlan is presented as a cool-headed, capable leader whose insightful strategic thinking serves as vital to the unit's survival. The film delves further into the protagonist's motivations through addressing the political and emotional concerns at play. Overall, it's an exceptional war movie that provides the spotlight on a little-known historical incident. The script does a fantastic job of striking a balance between action and character development, and the action sequences are realistic and thrilling. Nevertheless, a few aspects of the political backdrop should have been covered in greater detail. But the film's presentation of the troops as underdogs heightens its emotional impact and makes it worth watching. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.